Hey everybody, and welcome to Neon City Daily. I am Jamie.
I'm Nick.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Dave.
And guys, wow, we have a lot to talk about, am I right?
Yes.
You know, I didn't pick up on it until I was recently editing. You don't just say that because there's a lot to talk about. That's just your thing that you say.
I've been waiting for someone to call me out on that since we've started doing this.
Yeah. I noticed it previously, but I didn't want to do it on air. I kind of just left it and let it play out to see where it was going.
I mean, we always end up talking about lots of stuff. We just don't have a lot to talk about.
It was just my little podcast in joke that no one was picking up on. I'm like, how long can I ride this out?
Yeah,
and it's
I'm on
this
to
episode.
I was on to you a while ago,
number,
but I didn't say anything.
Whatever episode number this is, just put that in post. But yeah, in this number of episode is where it's finally been called out, and I'll have to figure out something else to say.
Well, I'm not editing this podcast, remember?
Well, you've made a fool of yourself.
I like making podcasts. I don't like editing them.
That's making a podcast is editing a podcast.
No.
Yes.
Making a podcast is talking.
No.
I feel like the editing's kind of part of the deal when you go for this.
Talking is just talking. Actually taking that and making it into a podcast is making the podcast.
Well,
so that's the editing part.
Someone else can edit because
Because you're too lazy?
yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I have more important things. I have a very busy schedule.
Like what?
What's first up?
Those Warhammer figurines aren't going to paint themselves.
I was going to say, it's
Exactly.
just,
But then I thought no one's going to think that's important.
You can edit and paint Warhammer figures at the same time.
No, you really, really can't.
Yeah, you can.
No, you
You
can't.
can.
We're not getting into this right now.
Not if
You
you,
just
want to be a good editor.
You just paint and you listen to the podcast in your headset, and if you hear something wrong, you go, oh, and you stop painting and you fix it, and then you go back to listening while you paint.
Yeah, sounds like a lot of hard work.
I do the same while drawing comics.
Ah, well, and that's why yours are so poorly edited.
Ha!
Hey, Jamie, what have you been playing this week?
Well, Nick,
We've got a lot to talk about.
we've got a lot to talk about.
Let's get out of that business. Yeah.
I have been playing, not a lot really. I've been playing a bunch of Phantasy Star Online that recently,
On Steam.
transitioned to Steam. So I was giving that a crack, and it's the same game. Great.
You get your stuff? Like, did you get to keep your stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I wasn't sure if that was going to be a thing. So
All you have to do is, whatever you do, if you're transitioning from one to the other, don't delete one first. Because what will happen is you'll load up the Steam version of the game and it will be like, hey, give us a key. And so you got to load up your Xbox or Microsoft Store version of the game, get it's like an 8-digit or 16-digit key or something like that, and then input that into the other game, and then they link. And then that's fine. And then they're cross-play and it's all good.
Are they moving to Steam exclusively? Or it's just... okay, so it's just another
it's just
platform.
on everything. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like what they've done with Sea of Thieves and other Microsoft-owned...
I didn't
franchises.
realise it was free to play.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Fantasy Star Online would like it. I'm not going to lie, I'd be a little bit dirty if they try to charge me for a game that old that we had to wait that long for. So
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, you can purchase stuff if you want. Like, there are, like, perks that you can buy.
No,
and
not
there
my
is, like,
style.
a pre... Yeah, there is a...
You-
it's a League of Legends.
why have you just proceeded to start this podcast lying, Josh?
It's
You know,
really
there's
weird.
a difference between lying and then you having to call me out on it. I mean, you just let one slide every now and then.
It's weird. It's like we walk into the podcast and you slap a kick me sign on your own back. I don't get it. But
Yeah,
Except he's kind of put it on the front of himself.
it's on his
this
forehead.
forehead.
But the so I'm really happy that it's on Steam now. So it means that I mean, updating was never an issue because I was using the PSO tweaker. But for people who just for whatever reason haven't found out that that's a thing, fantastic that it's on a platform that will actually download your games to completion. You know.
See, I will admit I never saw any issues with Phantasy Star Online because I was just playing it on the console.
Yeah.
So I just didn't have any issues.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I didn't see
there
the Windows Store version of it.
No, there were definitely issues with the Windows Store version.
When isn't there though?
Yeah, exactly. It's just very bad. So but the PSO tweaker did fix all those things and make the game run buttery smooth. But and you can still get it for the Steam version if you like that. Like,
that's your jam.
Yeah, and in fact I have done that just because the tweaker is actually a better launcher than the official launcher.
Wow.
Yeah, easily. So works for me. So you're gonna have to edit if there's gonna be a long pause like that, Josh.
I
was waiting for some sound effect to come in.
Yeah, I was waiting for the crickets on the
I was like, how long do we have to wait?
Oh, fine. What have you been playing, Josh? Wow.
Got him.
Wow.
Got him.
We know. For any of you listening at home, we're sorry if this podcast includes way more sound effects than necessary because Josh has a toy. See?
Josh bought an $800 soundboard like 6 years ago, and he's finally using it.
I don't know why we're friends.
Y2K jokes and everything. It's amazing.
Oh.
Anyway, what have I been playing? Well, I was really excited to download Horizon Zero Dawn, which dropped.
Oh yeah.
What? Oh,
yesterday.
Yeah, but I was staying up late because we played a game of Dawn of War.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie, and then I was going to go to bed early because I thought it didn't launch until midnight.
Yeah,
right.
For us. So then I kind of got a second wind, sat back down at the computer, and just played like some LOL. And then it was midnight, and so I'm like, sweet, I'm gonna get like an hour or so in, and I did a bit of Warhammer painting and stuff, but no, anyway, it turns out it like dropped at like 1 o'clock. And
okay.
I'd got that far, and you'd think I'd stay up the extra hour, but
yeah.
No,
really?
I know you.
Jeez.
You're right to bed.
Yeah, and then I haven't actually.
You haven't played
launched it.
Oh, you haven't played it? Wow.
Oh, I'll take that off the Trello because that was a discussion thing. But
okay. Yeah.
I actually thought you were keen enough to probably like hammer on that.
Yeah, to be honest, it's been a while since I've bought a game like you'd call that AAA.
Yeah,
that's AAA.
And I just kind of I honestly forgot about it. Like, it's weird because I'm excited about it, but then other things come up and it's like, well, I forget. And then I sit down and go, and like, I think Jamie, you know this about me. Like, when I want to know I'm not going to get interrupted when I'm going to sit down and start something for the first time too.
Yeah.
So being the weekend with kids and stuff, that was a bit harder. So I think I got some time tomorrow, and I might hit it. But I've watched some videos about it and things like that. There's a day one patch that either fixed some things like performance issues or made them worse.
Wow, nice.
For some people.
Nice.
Like a lot of reviewers that I trust in particular from a technical standpoint say that, I think a lot of them were trying to be antagonistic towards console players, like, this is the way the game was meant to be played.
No way, as if Josh would watch something like that.
I didn't say it. They said. I'm just saying. I have not.
They are definitely
myself.
your type of crowd.
Oh yeah. But these are major publications. They're not. You know. But like just ultra wide support apparently is really well done, and things like that. So I'm excited to get stuck into it, and
cool.
Hopefully there's no performance issues or they're not bad enough that it breaks the immersion, because it's just one of those games that looks like you just kind of want to get lost in. Yeah,
it's big sprawling open world, hunt robot dinosaurs. It was a good game when it came out. I'm sure it's a good game on the PC now still. The day one patch thing doesn't surprise me at all.
No, not anymore.
Going from like a closed hardware architecture to PCs is humongously. But yeah, like that. Cause
was it the same devs that did the port that made it for PlayStation?
Yes, it is. Yeah, I believe so. They were getting like super flack from a lot of people on Twitter because they betrayed the family. Or whatever.
That's right. Yeah, they kicked off that whole thing of like, I can't believe you'd take this thing that only I had and let other people play.
Yeah, it belongs on PlayStation.
This is PlayStation. And they're just like, guys, please, no.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah.
Games,
let other people enjoy the thing. Yeah.
I'd love it if exclusives went away.
Me too.
I'd be pretty happy, realistically.
Microsoft seemed to be going in that direction.
I'm about to say Sony would be the ones hurting the most.
I think Nintendo, man.
I was about to say let's not like as far as like Xbox versus Sony. Like Nintendo always seems to be just the
it's like the weird cousin
that everyone loves.
Wow.
I feel like I was nicer saying the weird cousin because at least it's not always in your face, but that
like,
weird little brother.
It's like the distant cousin that always performs really well at like the sports meets and stuff, and its family is really proud of him, but you don't really you can't quite connect. There's something odd about him, and it's usually that he's handheld or some shit.
He's quite pixelated.
He's my cousin as you hand him to people.
Yeah, here he is. He's got two screens now.
Look, you can shake it around and it moves on the screen.
Jeffrey Epstein would have loved it.
Oh, you sure you're not
play a fart sound?
Someone else needs this soundboard. Wow.
That's the wrong sound.
But that is
it needs to preemptively mute Josh button.
Needs more cowbell at that point.
Oh dear.
What about you, Dave? Have you been playing video games?
I have played some League of Legends.
God, Josh.
Sorry, that was an accidental button click.
That wasn't the button, was it?
That was just Josh.
Yeah, that was just Josh. That special butt mic we set up.
Really just League of Legends this week.
Well, you know what? The fart sound's justified.
I was waiting for someone to say it.
Dave has only been playing LOL.
It's cold, Josh.
I've been playing mostly LOL too, so...
I know, that's why it's really cold. It's you're even doing the same thing.
That's pretty funny.
Okay, we're gonna have to rein that in because I'm noticing every time you play one of those sounds, none of us know what to do afterwards.
Because suddenly we have a studio audience.
And someone with some intestinal issues.
I mean, Josh is always here. Let's be real.
True.
Anyway, I'm running out of preset sounds, so...
Oh no! What a shame.
So in other words, Josh is going to go quiet later while he actively finds and sets up more.
Yeah, well, there's only 8 buttons.
Only 8.
But apparently you can scroll
button for every
$100.
Yeah, it's like $100 a button.
You know, everyone's fixating on that, but I bought that for us.
No, I get it. I'm enjoying it, but it was the only 8 buttons that you spat out that threw me there.
Yeah, it does make it sound like it's less than you're paying for.
No, it's 8 buttons, but you can like
say buttons
press
with
the
their
button
hands.
to scroll through them. But I just don't know how to scroll through them.
That's fine. You can play with that in your free time and then surprise us later.
That's it.
Maybe.
How mad are you guys going to be mad at all if Donald Trump manages to ban Tencent?
That's incredible.
Because it is
I thought it was
a
off the
weird
table.
turn.
Is it
events.
off the table?
Oh, no,
Is
hold
it?
on. Scott Morrison said TikTok's not going to get banned. Sorry,
TikTok.
yeah.
No, this is like.
No, this is.
ScoMo. No, but like
He can't do anything anyway. Let's be real.
Yeah,
Our Prime Minister can't do shit. I could have him over for a barbecue. I could spit in his face and he'd do nothing. So it's like
he'd say sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, I probably wouldn't. I feel like he's not that kind of guy. So
Yeah.
No.
But the idea that like Trump just laying out like a whole bunch of like Chinese companies that he's going to ban from New York, from America,
China.
and he's listed Tencent as one of them. Like, he has no idea. Like it's kind
Donald
of
Trump has never dealt with nerds and being angry.
What if it turns out that Donald Trump is actually a huge gamer and he's just sick of Tencent, like buying up all? He's like, they brought up Riot, they pay for a lot of Epic. No more.
Oh, yeah, because they pay for like 40% of Epic, don't they? Like something pretty massive like that. It's nuts.
Have you guys heard of AOC, the politician? I think she's a senator for New York.
Yeah.
Her name is an acronym?
I was going to say acronym.
Something.
Oh, Ocasio-Cortez. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So in lockdown, she's been climbing in League of Legends ranked.
Oh God.
And
really?
Do you see the tweet, Dave, that she made? Someone. So she's like super left wing, and someone tweeted her saying that playing LOL
toxic ads,
prepare you for this like Congress when it resumes and things like that.
Oh, because it's just toxic.
Yeah. And she said, "Oh, for sure, Congress holds nothing. Or no, the ultra right wing hold nothing on 13-year-olds into League of Legends or something like that." What a legend! Yeah, I don't know. She might be a little too left.
I like the pause then, and I'm like, oh, Josh is considering.
That was a pause of consideration.
Yeah, like what's going to happen right now, where this is going to go, what we're going to push him into. Let's face it, he still hasn't gotten the Xbox tattoo. Is he going to move to America?
Xbox tattoo.
Yeah.
Do you have to play some more League of Legends first, Nick?
I think
so. Nick is well and truly fulfilled. We've got audio proof.
If it makes you feel any better, I have been messaging in the last week my tattoo artist friend. I haven't specifically mentioned the Xbox tattoo, but I haven't forgotten.
You need to mention it.
So I'm
is
arranging.
That because you're trying to get like a Warhammer tattoo?
No. Oh, that's a good idea. But no, I'm.
Another good idea, Josh.
I'm arranging like some other work, so I figure if you guys remember, and the onus will be on you, because.
How are we going to forget? We want this. Have you met Jamie? None of us will ever hear the end of this until it happens. I'm sorry. Jamie is going to bring it up at the most inopportune times that you can possibly have around him.
When I go in, when I have a booking, because he's checking when he can fit me in for some other work, I'll throw it in on there. I'll tell you when it is. But that's all I'm doing. If you rock up, then you rock up. If you forget...
If I'm at work, I'm sorry, Jamie, but you're going to have to be there, because Oof.
Yeah, well, Josh, you can give me a lift in, and I'll be there.
That's not how this works. So, yes. Never fear. It's still in the works. Like, tattoo artists were one of the last people to be affected, obviously, because of close contact and needles and things by restrictions, so...
They were one of the last people to be affected? What do you...
Wait, there was some of the...
reopen?
Yeah, that's it. That's the word.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
I was thinking, surely they were some of the first people.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. Oh, and shout out to Conor McGregor. I'm still drinking proper 12, and I haven't got your shout out. So, a little disappointed, Connor.
Wow.
It's been almost a week since we did our stream.
We did our live stream.
Yeah. What was that Mario Party game we played?
Pummel Party.
Right. That wasn't very good, was it?
I think we just didn't know what was going on, and I didn't have a right trigger, so...
Oh, that's true, you didn't.
Yeah.
There's another one I saw... I can't remember what it's called. I'll find out and get back to you.
Honestly, we just need to hook up a Dreamcast and play Sonic Shuffle, the only true Mario Party.
Wow. Gang Beasts was fun.
Gang Beasts was great. I did enjoy Gang Beasts.
Again, I had a controller which wasn't making me walk up and to the left all the time.
Yeah, I think it's time to invest in an Xbox
Dave,
controller.
you need to buy a control pad that wasn't made in 1996.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, tracking has shown, because international has taken forever, that I should be receiving a special Xbox controller this week.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That one.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That one.
Yeah.
I hope I'm not the only one other than Josh that remembers what this is. I'm guessing
I remember what it is.
Yeah, good. Okay. We won't say anything yet. It will be part of a giveaway. It is pretty cool. But yeah.
But we won't say what it is.
Well, I wanted to say it. I wanted to put it out there to hold myself accountable because I want it.
But
so if
we will hold you accountable.
Yeah, you've already tried to pull that shit with us, and we've told you no.
No, but
sorry.
I do need a new controller. But,
Dave's the winner.
Go in the entry, Dave. But yeah, we have some cool swag.
You did you want that control pad, Josh, to set up your VR again so you could play the Hitman Assassination Trilogy?
Oh yeah, what is that?
Wait,
it's just like the last
Hitman
3 Hitman games. They've decided to call them the Assassination Trilogy, and they're making them all VR.
Oh, you know, ever since I installed the humongous desk in my man room for Warhammer, I don't have any more room for standing VR.
I think you're okay, dude. Just get a couple of stairs and you can stand on the desk.
On the table. You might have to add another center leg, but...
It was my mum that actually made the joke that I should put like a little mezzanine floor in here so I double the space.
Yeah, like, I mean, look, if you're on the table, it does create like a very strict play space. But I think you can make it work.
Well, at least you'll know when you've reached the edge.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of an expensive mistake depending on what you land on, but yeah.
The Guardian system has never been more redundant.
I think we mentioned... I don't know if we mentioned to anyone...
That was a good VR joke.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Thank you. That's all I wanted.
I'd be pretty keen for Neon City to get into the making some content based around tabletop stuff. Well,
I think that could potentially be like a separate thing, kind of like how you wanted to do Bronze Broadcast.
Yeah, I've still got episode 1.
Did you ever?
Never released it.
Oof.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, I thought you put it up. I didn't know.
There is one League of Legends fan who's just chomping at the bit, being like, when is Bronze Broadcast?
That's one waiting fan, then I consider that a success.
One.
But it's probably not. It's that guy that you played with today who thought you ran it down, but even though you didn't.
Yeah, maybe that's why he was saying that you trolled him. He was waiting for Bronze Broadcast to launch, and it never happened.
Maybe he thought it came out quarterly, and it's about due now.
Wow.
Oh, look, it's still something I want to do, but you know, I struggle to get the main shows out on time.
You sure do.
That might be because you're playing too much Vermintide 2 and there's an expansion coming. Do we
Nick,
care
you're
about
on
that?
it today.
I am. I'm trying to be.
That was
good.
Fun playing together, actually.
I can't say I'm too excited about an expansion when I've only played the original game once.
Well, we need to do it more because it's rad.
Whose fault's that? You, because you have a job.
That's not my fault. What? I'm not the only one with a job here. Jeez.
Your fault's being important.
Wow. Way to just blame it on me. You little fucking piece of shit, Josh.
Josh, I'm free every evening, man. We can play it.
I was waiting for Josh to say nah. I need to play some League of Legends.
He's just sweating in silence going, how do I get out of this one?
I was trying to find an appropriate sound effect back at the end. But...
Yeah, I was thinking of sound effects.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, hold on. This will piss Jamie off, ready?
It's just you eating into a microphone, dude.
Oh, jeez. But no, the Vermintide 2 expansion, because Vermintide 2 is at the moment is all vermin. It's all the ratty people-y things. I've totally forgotten what they're called. I was going to say Skaven. I don't think that's them.
The vermin.
Yeah, just go with vermin.
Yeah, the rat guys. Yeah, I feel like Skaven might be right.
It might be it. I can't. I've like my Warhammer fantasy lore had like fell out of my brain when they killed that universe, so I don't actually remember a lot of it. But yeah, the new expansion is going to add chaos demons and stuff apparently.
Oh, really?
So I'm expecting just from the screenshots or the little shoddy things of whatever they put out that I saw, I'm kind of half assuming it's going to be a lot of Khorne, so a lot of like blood for the blood god kind of deal stuff.
Hell
which
yeah, Khorne
would
on the car.
fit that game
dangerous.
really well.
Which coincidentally is also a very cool paint color that Citadel make.
It is. It is. It is. Well, like, let's face it. Whenever you make Khorne demons or anyone to do with Khorne chaos forces, like you're gonna be using 9/10 of that color on them. So,
well, I'm also I'm looking to get it because apparently it's really good for blood on like chainsaws and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good blood color. I actually saw like some of the there's the Battle Sisters that have like, there's literally amongst all these other screaming women in armor that are just mad and have swords, there's like a chick with a massive bowl with like rose heads in it. And I did see a really nice paint job of that, just overflowing with blood from the roses, and that was the color.
Yummy.
But but yeah, that I feel kind of glad that we got the notice that this expansion for Vermintide 2 is coming, because I'm hoping that I'm hoping it does what they wanted it to do by announcing it before they have a solid date, which was kind of like quell some of the people that because I think we talked about it when we talked about the next game they've got coming out, Dark Tide or something. Yeah, the Imperium like 40k version of Vermintide, effectively, which looks super cool. Good. But I think they kind of wanted to allay fears that people were just like, no, that means you're not going to do this stuff. But I think they were just like, yeah, no, we're still doing it. We've still got like at least a big expansion from what I can see coming, which is nice, and I'm glad, and it's good. And
Vermintide 2 is not that old, is it?
No,
not really.
Old at all. Like,
not really.
A couple of years, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Somewhere around there.
They've had a few expansions so far, but they definitely like have a thing going. Hey, each class we're going to have like unlockable DLC for them, and there are all these other things that we're going to like bring in, new levels, new monsters, stuff like that. And we haven't seen that much stuff. And I'm pretty sure the last DLC was actually like really underwhelming. A lot of people didn't like it. So glad that they're still focused on the game. Hopefully the next DLC is like, really nice.
As long as Dark Tide doesn't suffer for it too.
I feel like that's gonna be.
As long as they can balance resources.
Fairly,
Dark Tide is a game that's in progress. Like, you've already got one out now with like content that you've promised. You would hope that content doesn't suffer because they've got another game on the burner.
I would say, like, I know they're not. I know that as a studio, from what I've heard, they've grown a fair bit since the first Vermintide and stuff.
So I would hope
So I would hope that they've actually kind of grown to the point where they can accommodate the development cycle.
Wasn't it a husband-wife setup?
Initially, I think, I think so. Yeah, initially. I'm pretty sure anyway.
Maybe I'm thinking of Mountain Blade.
Yes,
you are.
Sorry,
I'm an idiot too, so that's okay, Josh. We're in this together. But yeah, I know that started from like a really small team initially. And that's obviously they've had a lot of success. So I would, like I said, hope that they would have grown their studio to kind of match the output that they want to make.
You would hope so, but you'd also hope that they don't grow too big, because that can happen.
Because that can, you don't want them to bounce up and go, no, you should like this because I made it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see what happens. If they've got, it's completely possible that they have a team on Vermintide and a team on Dark Tide or whatever it is, and they're both going to be great. Fingers crossed.
That was another thing too that came out. Well, I think it started kind of like filtering out news-wise yesterday, but I only really read a bit more about it today. But Remedy are making an expansion for their game Control, or have made, because it's coming out really soon. That's based in like Alan Wake mythos. Coming out on August 27th, which is rad because I love Alan Wake. So more power to that. But
I have never played Control. I probably should. Actually,
is that a
lot of the Remedy games?
Is that like Alan Wake? Is it Control? What's that? I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, a lot of Remedy's later games have either been like, they came out on the Xbox first, and then I think they went to the Epic Store. I don't know if they've ever like really hit Steam, so I've just they've never been on my radar.
Yeah, I will admit, Control's one of those games that I looked at on its way out, and I have this weird thing where I really like Remedy games, but it's never been on like a good enough sale for me to just impulse buy it. Yep. So I've just not grabbed it.
Yeah, okay.
Was Alan Wake the one where you were screaming chickens when you were chasing someone, Jamie? I remember years ago.
Oh, no, that was Heavy Rain.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Wow. Now, Alan Wake was a lot better than Heavy Rain, I feel.
Yeah. Alan Wake is the one where you you fight the darkness with a flashlight, and you're a writer who loves Stephen
King. Yes, yep. That's probably why I never bothered with it. It's dark and scary.
Oh, wow. No, see, I actually
dark and flashlights.
Yeah, no.
Honestly, it's not that scary.
No, that was actually the first.
Anything with a flashlight to me is scary because it means it's dark.
The flashlight is essentially like
combat tool.
It's like the Covenant pistol, and then you switch to like the machine gun after you've popped off their shield with it. Because like they're covered in darkness, so you shoot them with the flashlight, the darkness falls off, and you pop them with a bullet, and they're like, whoa.
Ever since Doom 3, where you couldn't hold the pistol.
Doom 3 wasn't very good though. Let's be real.
I was terrified.
Well, once you got like the mod where you could like duct tape the flashlight
mod
to the gun.
Yeah. Oh jeez.
No, that was jump scare central.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Something prompted me to talk about something. I was reading that Persona 4 Golden on PC did it completely exceeded expectations.
Oh yeah, blitzed them.
So Sega are expanding multi-platform strategy.
Good
for new
About
and
time.
old games.
Nice.
Given Sega's library of games, new and old, I'm pretty pumped to see what can be brought across.
Come on for Sakura Wars.
I feel like a lot of developers are going this direction. I just feel like there seems to be a lot of people gravitating towards PC, and that's not being an elitist. That just seems to be the trend.
If you're a third-party developer, there is no reason why you shouldn't be publishing stuff on every system you can.
Yeah.
And for some, particularly for like games from Atlas, which are a division of Sega, they tend to kind of just like pick a platform and go, yeah, we're developing this game for this platform.
Yeah.
Like Persona has, like the mainline Persona games have historically just been on Sony machines. And then they might have spin-offs on other machines. They've got like the Shin Megami Tensei stuff is kind of like, it's sort of ping pong between PlayStation and Nintendo. And it's just kind of like, you see all these high quality games going, it's such a shame that they're locked to that one system. People would definitely play it on something else.
And they get lost there too, I find, with a lot of stuff like that. It's just that like it hits that console or that whatever, like that handheld. And once that kind of gens over, 9 times out of 10 you lose a lot of those because they just disappear there. They a lot of them haven't gotten the love to bring them forward to another machine or chuck them on PC to just have them there for everyone. So makes me sad.
Yeah, and the thing is also like Sega will every now and then they'll do a port of a game to the PC, and it's always immaculate. It's like a really good port, and it's like, why don't they keep doing this? I don't understand.
Apparently, Final Fantasy VII also has sold over 5 million copies.
Yeah, but that's always had a PC port.
The remake.
Oh, the remake.
That one.
Oh, that one.
That doesn't have a PC port yet, but it will eventually, and then it will sell more.
But they are doing a PC port, aren't they?
Yeah. It was a timed exclusive for the PS4 to be there, yeah. So it was a timed thing, and then it's going to hit the PC, and it still just makes me sad, because everything I hear about it makes me unhappy.
Yeah, it's not for us, Nick.
No, I know. I'm gonna
very loyal to the original one, was it?
That's the biggest deal for me.
The ending is like bananas. And it just basically goes like, let's take the first 7 hours of the game and we'll stretch it into like a 30-40 hour game. And we'll add like this extra love interest, so it's not a love triangle anymore. It's like a love hexagon. And it's just like, I'm not into, like, this just sounds ridiculous. It's very pretty. It looks beautiful, but it's got it's got the guy who made the design's fingerprints all over it. I've totally forgotten his name.
Oh, Belt Guy
Belt Man. Because like
I can't remember his name. I just know that he keeps designing Final Fantasy characters with like 50 belts.
Nomura.
Yeah,
it's got Nomura's fingerprints all over it. So like, he was the guy who did the character designs in the original 7, but Sakaguchi was the guy who actually wrote the story and the pacing of the game. Name. Sakaguchi is the best, but like he's gone. So Tetsuro Nomura is now the guy in charge, and this is the guy who's his storyline credits are like, you know, Kingdom Hearts and stuff like that. So
Wants more belts. Yeah,
and so I don't know. The game is just weird. The ending especially is completely bananas, it's like it almost in a way is going like, yeah, remember the first time we did Final Fantasy VII? And it's like, why would you do this? We're playing Final Fantasy VII.
I feel like, see, this is the thing, and what kept kind of coming up leading up to this was that when they were like, we're going to do a remake, everyone was like, sweet, they're going to take this super cool game that we still love and play to this day on nearly every goddamn platform it's come out on. They're going to take that and they're going to make it look amazing.
Yeah, they're just going to juice up the graphics and
that was all anyone wanted. Just cool. Put more fidelities in there. Like, do whatever you want. Add, and then it got to a point where they're like, yeah, we're going to add voice acting, so you can't name your own characters anymore. So it's like, whatever, just fucking make it good though, please. Mm-hmm. And the more news we heard as it was coming out, me and from what I can gather, a lot of other people saw, like, there was a little bit of vindication out there because I wasn't the only one in on this train, was just sitting there like, oh, you're gonna ruin it. And from everything I've heard since it came out, for people like me that wanted it to just be the old one but new, with like the same vein and the same things and the same feels and all that kind of stuff, like, everyone that wanted that is basically going, oh.
And look, you know, at the same time, the game is very clearly not for us. It's found a different audience. They seem to be enjoying it. Good for them.
The clue's in the name.
Yeah.
It's
it's not a remaster. It is a remake, but they have remade it, I feel, to the detriment of the original vision, and that sucks. But whatever, you know, whatever. I've still got the original game. I don't have to worry about like sinking 40 hours into something I know I'm not going to like. So that's great. I got some free time. So, you know, it's got to take the good with the bad.
Yeah. Just pivoting, there's a bit of tech-related news. Well, I guess it's tech-related news. But did you guys hear that Apple aren't letting Microsoft's xCloud onto their devices?
Hear that.
I did. I heard it, and then I saw that apparently Apple made some kind of explanation to which everyone went, wow, that's dumb. But that's all I know about it.
So basically, Apple have said that because they can't... So everything that, according to the guidelines, the App Store guidelines, everything needs to have a rating equivalent, done by an equivalent board in whatever country it's being sold via the App Store.
Right.
That's fair enough. It's all about quality control and protecting people that shouldn't be accessing stuff that they shouldn't.
Right.
But what they're saying is because it's a simple app that literally just gives you access to a whole number of games, every game technically should be submitted separately to the App Store. So you can have the app on there, and they'll probably okay it as long as there's no games that you can access via it.
Wow.
Can't you already get some game streaming services on the App Store?
Well, the point is, and this is what Microsoft have said in a statement publicly calling out Apple, saying, okay, so what about Spotify? It's an app that lets you listen to millions of songs that are also beholden to certain standards with explicit content and things like that. You don't see all the songs being added individually to the App Store.
Yeah.
Netflix, every single movie. So whilst the app can have and that's why, like you might see, even in Australia, we get a rating where, like you get your normal rating, but then there's a little caveat that says, this isn't like as soon as you go online and play this, these ratings may not be applicable. Like it's your experience.
Someone may call your mum the F-bomb, and you have to live with that.
So it just stinks to me of corporate rivalry.
Mad.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just Apple once again proving that they hate fun and creativity.
Well, I feel like one of the things,
ecosystem, as they've always done.
Yep.
I feel like one of the things that comes with this too is like, Max, like Apple's weird unwillingness to help with any kind of like fun. Like you said, they hate fun and like any kind of gaming and that kind of stuff. Like they just seem to, whenever anything comes up for any of that, they kind of just have weird squeamish garbage around it.
Yeah, I mean, like Apple's disdain for fun is legendary. Steve Jobs was literally known to walk down the halls of Apple, whipping people he saw smiling, because that is not business.
But that's Apple's shtick, you know. They don't have a huge market when you compare it to Android handsets. But given the price point of the phones and the exclusivity or this kind of sheen that they exude, because celebrities mostly use iPhones, and you don't want your celebrities being nerds and playing video games. Like, that's not their market. It's not the market they want you to think that they're in. Like, I think it's not only, Microsoft is a competitor in a lot of different areas, but I also think it's an appearance thing. It's just straight up maintaining a reputation that...
It's not just Microsoft. They've also said that they won't allow xCloud and other streaming services.
Google Stadia and things like that.
Yeah, Stadia is another one, but no one's playing that anyway, so...
God.
But, like, there is definitely... If there's anything that they feel is going to be a competitor to their Candy Crush ecosystem, then they're going to go, no, we don't like the idea of people playing something that we can't directly suction money from.
Well, that's the thing. It's funny you mentioned that. I don't play games. I have an iPhone. I don't play games on it. I don't see the need to. But what was I doing? I had to sit by Lucas, our youngest, his bed and put him to sleep and all that. And anyway, I just jumped on my phone and I'm like, I've read everything there is to read on Reddit today. Let's get a game. And Apple are now making, so not only have you got the App Store, but then you've got Apple Arcade.
Yep.
And that's a subscription service.
That's right. You're absolutely right. That is another thing. They don't want a competing service for Apple Arcade. I completely forgot that thing existed.
Because no one uses it. That's why you forgot that it doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's the Google Stadia of...
wants it to happen. Yeah, it's the mobile gaming's version of Google Stadia.
I'd be interested to know how they justify that's a double standard, because Arcade gives you access to, like, they're not just Apple developed games.
No.
The game's developed by everyone else that they deem worthy enough to be included in the Arcade subscription system. And it's like, well, I don't know. It's just...
Yeah.
It's
transparent as hell.
It's exactly what it sounds like, I think.
And it's disappointing, because on one hand you feel like we're getting to this point where a lot of people are accepting of, like, hardware agnostic. Doesn't matter. Just play the game. The game is if you're a real gamer, you just want to play the game. And now, like, the mobile market is being affected by these just stupid, benign rules for the sake of exclusivity or whatever the reasons might be.
How long do you think that the mobile market is going to kind of stay the way it is? And by the way it is, I mean there are so many games out there that prioritize people becoming whales, where they'll make like thousands of dollars off a single user. How long do you think it's going to be until government bodies and regulators step in and say, you cannot do this anymore?
Depends on the country and things like that. Like, you look at it's not quite what you're talking about, but like the UK and loot boxes are now illegal.
It's actually very similar to loot boxes in a lot of ways, but particularly because some of the highest grossing games are gacha games, which are basically like, hey, you need a special currency to roll on what is essentially a slot machine, and there's a 1% chance that you'll get this character, otherwise you'll get trash. And, you know, people have stories about how they spent like hundreds of thousands of dollars. There was one not that long ago where it was a tower defense game with a Transformers skin, and somebody wanted to get Optimus Prime, and he spent like $10,000 or something ridiculous like that, trying to get a freaking Autobot, and that's not what they fought for.
I remember you telling me, Jamie, you and me both play a game called Fate Go, and I remember you telling me that there's literally just videos of people like just buying heaps of that currency, and just rolling for characters in that, and just getting there are garbage, people who are like just
they're streamers, so I guess they can kind of justify it by saying that this is them subsidizing their income
somehow.
They roll for this character until they get it, then they can review the character and show it off. But there are some streams where it's like
their influence though on their viewers, particularly young viewers and things like that.
Yeah. But the thing is, when they do these streams, they maybe they're like about a half hour long, and they spend like $400 American to pull this one character, and it's insane to watch. And then you've also got like these other things where they go, okay, so you've got the character. Let's just continue using Fate Go here. You've got the character. They have an ultimate attack called a Noble Phantasm, and every time they use that, it's a big deal. But the base character only has a level 1 Noble Phantasm. You can take this thing up to level 5, I think. So you've got to potentially pull that character 5 times, and that is and if you're unlucky and you're just some schmuck but like you're insane or you're addicted, you're going to potentially throw like, let's say $400 a pop to get this character.
So you know, just pay to win. It's gamble to win.
Yeah, it is gamble to win. You're absolutely right.
You're not even guaranteed to get it.
I mean, hell, everybody's favorite old game, League Shadow Legends, is owned by a casino. So, and that runs a similar system. You got to roll for characters on that.
In answer to your original question, I think there is a timer on it. Personally, I'm a little conflicted because, for one, I am for the government staying out. And because, let's face it, it'll be governments that either, one, stop it, or two, figure out a way to take a cut.
Yeah. I feel like it's going to be when, like, a very prominent politician's kid, like, blows through a couple $1,000s to get, like, the next Summer Jeanne d'Arc. And he'll go like, oh, I need to do something about this because that was my money.
Yeah, it's the same thing you see with Facebook being dragged before all these Senate hearing committees and things like that.
Oh, that was weird. Watching a robot talk to people that don't know what they're talking about. Like, that was odd.
They don't have a clue. The catalyst was something fairly innocuous and just ridiculous. And it's just, I don't know, like the digital world that we live in now, I think does mean we're going to need less dinosaurs in power. Yeah. We need people that understand it. I mean,
so you're saying it's going to be a generational thing. When all the old guard died, the hopefully the unindoctrinated children will come in and go like, this is stupid, and put their foot down.
Yeah. I mean, it's I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how the whole digital world plays out over the next decade, to be honest.
I do feel like you're right in the way that the only time we're really going to see things move in any kind of direction specifically with this stuff is when people are actually savvy with it, get to a point where they can make decisions about it.
Yeah, you need to know. And it's interesting, like COVID, for instance, has made a lot of people realise that something they were really against, which is employees working from home, is actually really good.
Completely viable. And
completely viable and good for productivity.
In some points, actually almost exploitative because people don't leave their workstation.
Yeah. So it's either something drastic needs to change so that people in power who otherwise wouldn't even bother to understand what's going on do.
Yeah.
Or it's a slow generational thing.
Yeah, societal shifts.
It's like politicians making decisions on NBN.
Yeah,
and doing it for political purposes and money-saving reasons, rather than what's the best technology for the country.
Money-saving reasons.
It didn't save money. That was the problem.
Yeah. They're doing it for Murdoch-saving reasons.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But again, and that is also why, if you have a politician in power, you need them to understand. It's been going on forever. Like games make school shooters do what they do.
Oh, that's
and things
as
like
opposed
that.
to just having guns available to everyone.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
No. The guns are fine. The guns they're gentle. It's Doom.
But the problem is, the people in power who don't know what they're talking about. Either the egos are too big, or they just don't want to consult with the actual professionals. I think an elected officials, particularly like with games even, and rating boards and just any kind of control over our digital life
ratings boards
should be made by people. Yes, it might have to go through a politician or a government, but they should be acting on the best advice of the actual professionals.
Experts that they've decided not to listen to anymore.
And they have thoroughly decided not to listen to them. I mean, it's. Have you seen how our ratings board works in Australia? It's ridiculous. You have like these people that like literally anyone can go to this. What is it, like a 6-hour course? I think it's a 6-hour course that you do from home, and then you are registered on this thing to at random have a thing submitted to you that you then will watch basically a highlight reel of something that has the things that need to be decided as to what makes the rating go X way or blah, blah. So, 56-year-old Jan from Wagga Wagga gets, just to use an example of something that got shafted, like Saints Row 4. And then suddenly she's like, nah, drugs are bad. That should have bits taken out of it.
Man, I hope Jan from Wagga Wagga is not a listener.
Jan from Wagga Wagga can suck my cock. She fucked something up. She fucked it up, and it annoyed the shit out of me. So I'm bringing it right up. But but that's the thing. Jan from Wagga Wagga has no idea about the thing she's reviewing or the context of anything within it how the series has gone.
Is Jan from Wagga Wagga a real person you're drawing from?
No, I kind of wish it was now, just so I could get
the notorious Jan from Wagga Wagga.
This is a very passionate plea against any kind of Jan.
You're going to have the disclaimer: all people referencing this little bit, not based on any person living or dead.
If your name is Jan, you live in Wagga Wagga. What a coincidence!
Let us know.
56 apparently.
I was going to say, if you're 50 something,
Poor Jan.
Let us know, Jan. But that's the thing though. That's how our rating system works in this country. So that is why we tend to see things like all of us, and I don't care how little apart any of us played, at some point or another we signed a thing, we sent an email, we said yes to a poll, we did the thing, trying to get a better rating system for video games that at least included an R rating, so that not only were adult games allowed to be sold, but were specifically only to be sold to people who should be buying them. It was about backfire, though. It was like mostly about, like, as far as everyone was concerned, there was a big portion of it that was about protecting the children, to make sure that they didn't get a fucking PG game that had someone reaming a pig's asshole. That's how the fucking thing was supposed to work. We were supposed to make it better.
Specific things happening in this argument you're making. I just wonder.
But because of the way our rating,
on the internet anyway.
Yeah, exactly. But because of how our rating systems works, it almost backfired, and now we end up seeing things that aren't specifically falling into very narrow categories of Jan from Wagga Wagga's checklist. The
basic thing that would happen with that was that we wanted an R rating in games, so games that did depict things that were questionable and would go further than an MA15 rating wouldn't get outright banned. But what ended up happening was the MA15 plus rating got shifted to an R, and the things that would still get the R rated games banned were not addressed. Yeah. So it just didn't work at all. It was stupid.
Australia seems to have something against drug use in games. That seems to be the kicker.
They hate it. Yeah, that's one of the main things.
And the problem is that it's very specific too. Like, you can have drugs in games.
They can't be beneficial.
But they can't, give you a benefit, they specifically can't have any benefit to their use. But then it's like, and this was my specific problem with Saints Row 4, I find, was that like the thing that got, I was going to say nerfed, got taken out of the Australian release of that game was basically the fact that a character that was in there, they made reference to the fact that when she used to get high all the time, she was fun Shaundy, but now she's serious Shaundy or mad Shaundy or something like that. And they basically made reference to that, and then had a mission that had like a weird drug trip, and it was horrifying. There was a huge portion of it.
You had a mission alongside Fun Shaundy, and they were talking about how cool she was the entire time while she was like high up her ass, and you were doing like
because
magical things.
Because that was a perceived benefit, not even of your character, of another character.
Well, your character got fucked up too.
Yeah, he got wrecked, but that's beside the point. We didn't sit there talking about how I was fun when I was out of my brain.
It's because you were never not fun.
Exactly. We didn't stop being fun. Shaundy did.
Shaundy did. She stopped doing the drugs.
And that was the thing, though. So that's a character in the game that they very specifically went, wait, we can say that's this bit here, so that needs to go away. It's like, Jane, really? What the fuck was that?
Wait, was it Jane or Jan?
I can't remember. I think it was Jan.
It was Jan, but she may have a sister.
Jan from Wagga Wagga and Jane from Uradura.
That's it. But yeah, no. So we kind of so Australia's system in general for that is a mess. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I would like to do right now? Something a bit different, because we haven't done this in a while.
What's that, Josh?
A quiz.
Okay.
Is it going to be about Jan from Wagga Wagga?
Well, yeah, we got Jan on the line. Our special ghost. Wow,
our
she's
ghost
a ghost
rider, Jan from Wagga
Wagga. Just simple true or false, okay? And I'm gonna I'll keep score, okay? So just talk amongst yourselves for a second. Oh no, I needed elevator music.
I was going to say, you have a soundboard and you made your own sound.
Come on. You went
it's not second nature yet.
No, it's not. It's not. Actually, I think I took all the musical ones off.
We're going to get a copyright strike, I assume.
Well,
magical land. There are pixies and giant.
Are you ready to go right away, Josh? Or are you actually like looking up this quiz?
He's conjuring the questions.
I'm good to go. Let's go.
Let's do it.
All right, so we're going to go in the normal order, which is...
Jamie.
Nick.
And then not me, so then Dave.
Okay.
More than a quarter of all Americans over 50 play video games. True or false? Jamie?
True.
True.
I'm going to say true.
You are correct.
Oh,
wait, wrong one. Wait. No.
Wow. Well, I feel like Josh has been hanging on to this idea for the last 20 minutes because he knew he'd get to use his soundboard.
All right, let's continue with this vanity project.
Oh.
All right. Hold on.
Josh is literally looking for questions as we do.
I'm not.
So what are you doing?
Wait, no. What? Who? What?
It's going very well, Josh.
This is... What?
Have you stumbled on some sort of kind of conspiracy or something?
Huh. Anyway, no, it's okay. That quiz started asking me questions like, who founded TGI Fridays?
What?
It was Friday.
Here we go. The antagonist of Super Mario Brothers 2 is Bowser.
False.
False.
I'm going to say false because those guys said false.
I knew. Yeah, okay.
That was just such a direct one. I was like,
Super Mario Brothers was released in 1985.
True.
True.
Who broke the order?
Nick.
Me.
And Dave?
I'll say false then, just to be different this time.
Okay. Yeah. Sega's first console was called the Sega Genesis.
False.
False.
You guys need to understand what order means.
Sorry.
We did.
Sorry, that was my fault.
did.
I was should have finished off just after Nick finished.
Yeah.
Pong was first released in 1972.
True.
False.
False. Interesting.
Just trying to sound enigmatic in the back here.
How curious. You said this one.
Oh, no.
Everything's going swimmingly.
Oh, no.
I like how this is the one you don't want to edit, and yet here we are.
It's not giving me the results.
Wow.
Hang on, I'll look it up myself. When was Hong released?
Oh, no! I didn't write the questions down. I lost the page.
Well,
we're going to consider this a failure.
Well, boys, I got it right, so...
Hold on a sec. So I got 1, 2, 3. Alright,
carry the 2. Multiply by 4.
Because the last... You were all... Yeah, Davey lost.
It's only because I had no idea in most of them.
Yeah.
See, this is the thing, and what you didn't count on was the fact that down to the month, the Mario is as old as I am. So, yeah, I found that out when I was working at Target in the sound and vision department, and it turned out that it was like the I think like the 25th anniversary month of Mario.
You were 25,
and I was just like, oh wow, this is my birth month, and I'm 25.
Mario.
So I was just
and then
like,
you jumped on someone's head and got fired.
I did keep going to toy sales dressed like Mario and stuff like that, and I do have the body of a Mario, so it's like, let's just roll with it.
You just need to get into plumbing.
That's it. I didn't want to have to
get into like triple jump back flip butt stomping.
You suddenly get taller.
Thank you, Josh.
Thanks, Josh. Walk around with a butt plug with a raccoon tail. Wow.
All right.
Wow.
Okay. All right.
Let's talk about butt plugs. That's what gets Josh to get the soundboard out.
So wait, hang on. Before we wrap this up, what was the point of that quiz?
I just want to have a quiz so I could use my soundboard.
All right, sweet. Well,
I knew it.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. It's been great. I've been Jamie.
I've been Nick.
I've been Josh.
I'm Dave as usual.
And just before we head off, Josh, I got to let you know, at about 16 minutes into my recording, I accidentally hit space when I moved my keyboard back, so I'm completely out of sync after there.
Oh, son of a bitch. The one podcast where I said I don't want it. Oh.
That'll make for some interesting podcasting.
Hey,
wow.
At least I gave you a timestamp.
I'm going to use the mumble recording.
Everyone's
going to suffer.
I like that Jamie he didn't even mean to initially, but he just straight up sabotaged you on this one.
I was kind of like, oh God, what do? Do we start again? No, we'll just press on, and I'll just, I guess, render them out at like separate bits or something if I can do that.
Dude.
It was like 5 seconds.
What, you didn't just resume recording? I
did resume recording.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why,
in that
like
5 seconds, I'm assuming.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, good.
I was fine. You're not losing anything from me. It is just you will have to go in and like make a cut and just push it.
Have we finished, or is this still part
of
the
podcast?
Yeah, we're done.
Oh, well, whatever you want.
Josh just put his palm on the soundboard, then just blah.
Good night, everybody.